Hiya, so yes, I'm back again. This is Lesley Ormsby, and I'm here to do your Taurus reading from Monday, the 15th of July, through to the Sunday, the 21st of July, 2019. So, okay, so I thought I'd just for those of you who are new to what I do, and this type of reading, I am. I don't use tarot cards, okay, so I'm a psychic medium. I do across the board things like using oracle cards of a variety, and the Spirit I've got my own little cards that I've made up and haven't got the illustrations done yet, so that's something that's building it. But they are messages from Archangel Michael in one pile, one deck, and general messages that I've picked up through from Spirit and my other guides, or the other two. So one is more of a love content base, and then the other one is general, basically. So anyway, and I will use either these playing cards as well, which I think I will be using as well. So the other thing is, like, some of these reads are rather, not some. So some of these reads may not resonate with you. So I'm doing them weekly for a little while, but next month, I'm going away next week. So I will be here on Monday. So I'll see you next Monday. But then from next Monday, I will be doing like a month, so through till August. Okay, the end of August. So those will be coming out next week. So anyway, what I was going to say before was, or is that, so these reads are general reads, so you may or may not understand them, or they may not resonate with you. On saying that, some of these, they're not specifically date specific, even though obviously, mention the date from the 15th of July to the 21st of July. So, and what I mean by that is that this may have happened to you last month, or last week, or you may be right in it now. So and this may be something for you that may be coming in the next week or the next 2 weeks. So it's just like, don't necessarily throw it right out the window or out the door. Maybe just put it to the side. Okay, so it may resonate with you for the past and or into the future. Okay, so I'm feeling for a lot of you, this is a lot more like in the now, okay? And I've just picked up my cards because these are my tarot cards, and then I don't really use these, but they've popped out, So I'm not going to use them, but I just feel like some of you may have tarot cards or may use them, and it's like, keep using them. Okay, and fresh them. So I do feel like eventually I will end up going to do using tarot cards at some point, but not at the moment. So, but I do feel, some of you may have some cards that they may be oracle cards that you not normally look at. So, thing is, or you're feeling a little bit resistant to using, but just go there and have a look, because it could be very helpful for yourself, if not anyone else. Okay, cool. So what I do is, before, I'll just do a quick meditation, and before I go into come into the session, and just to tune in, and I always ask, what is the best, what does each star sign need to most hear at now, the messages that are coming through, and the advice or guidance that are like for in now and going into the future. And they will always bring it something usually from the past, or in the present, or in the future. So and sometimes it's all together, so it just depends what comes through. So normally you will understand, and I will have an explanation for that for you. So basically, okay, what they're talking about now is when I went into this meditation, I have these little notes that are going into my book, and what we're going to be talking about in this book. And I was drawn to one of them, and it's got trust, faith, divine time, and intervention. Okay, so that seems to be a big thing for you at the moment. And at the moment, it's like been coming up. There's been a process they're talking about like last year, and for some of you, even like as recently as last week. There's I feel like some of you have thrown the toys out of the cot, basically, and you're like, right, I'm done with this job, or I'm done with this situation, and I'm done with you, that person there. And it's like, wow. And so maybe a relationship to a person, like a love relationship, but I feel for a lot of you it's about somebody else, like a friend who's supposed to be a friend, who's not really a friend, you know what I mean, or turns out not. So, and or someone that is in your workplace. It's like, I'm done with you. I'm not going to let you take my power away from me. So it's like, talk to the hand, and because this is your love chakra, your heart chakra. So send out love through your heart chakra when you're talking to the hand, when you're sending it out. Okay. So I just thought I'd bring that to your attention. So when you're talking, that part there is where your heart chakra is. So, and I can feel the energy change in that one. Okay. Cool. Anyway, so I've got the number 40. This is the owl, wisdom. Okay, so it's come up with this note here that I've written for myself. Faith, trust, divine time, intervention, and wisdom is this one. And okay, what they're saying is like, what I've just done is like, stop. They have a think about what's going on, but don't overthink it about it. It's like tune in as well. So we're allowed to think, but we're also needing to sometimes tune in. So I just want to stop myself there and explain too that I am a Gemini. So, but sometimes when I click into an energy or tune into an energy, I actually end up talking as though I am that energy, like as in the Taurus energy, because they're bringing through or channeling through messages through me. So. And it's as though I am the energy of Taurus, okay, or that star sign, but I'm actually a Gemini. So just an FYI, if you're wondering what the heck is happening, especially if you're new to this channel. I mean, what am I saying channel? But anyway, it's coming, my channel. So it'll be putting it on my YouTube channel. So that's what I mean about that. Okay, anyway. Getting back to this, so so they're talking about having trust, trusting and have faith in the divine time, and there's some sort of intervention, okay, because they've written intervention. It's about the divine timing of everything that's coming forward to you or forth to you, whichever word you would choose to use. But it's like there's this feeling like at the moment things are like brewing or like mixing in, and the energy's like, and it may seem a little bit like backward and forth too, or you're in this blinking, like now it's changing, because I'm seeing like water, like when the waves are in a if you're looking at it from okay, I can't stop doing this now. If you look at, when you put water in a bowl or in the bath and you move the water around, the water just goes, like that, all over, wavy, like that's what it feels like. So it's soon, once you make your decision and once you make your decision about what you're wanting to do and where you're wanting to go, it's like, but it's not just about that. This is about you too, also waiting for some more clues. Okay, so that's what they're talking about, is just waiting for some more clues, okay, to come to you. And then I feel like then it go boom, then you can make your move to where it is what you wanted to go. But it's gathering information, and they're talking about someone or someone's in particular who will really resonate with this energy, like it's just waiting, because I feel like there's some of you that have got plans to move into new work at the moment, and it's been coming for a wee while now, but it's like you've been gathering information, and at the moment it's like I feel like the shit's hit the fan with you, and it's like that, and not necessarily a bad way, but it's just like, okay, I'm over this now, and it's like I now know, but it's like Spirit is just saying just to hold on in that space just for a little bit longer, because there's some more information for you to gather to put in your kete of knowledge, okay? But not only that, you're learning how to hold your presence in different situations. And I feel like a lot of you have been like seeing a lot of or having a lot of epiphanies and seeing a lot more of yourself and the way that you work, in the sense that like other people have been telling you, oh, you're really good at this, or you know what, you should do this, you're really good at that, and so they've been giving you like suggestions, so about, about you, or just giving you compliments basically, but they're also suggestions at the same time for you to move into something and maybe look at something a little bit more in depth with yourself and your skills that you do have, and not downplay them, okay, because I feel like some of you out there have suppressed it or just packed it up and put it in the, oh yeah, and that's it sort of basket, but it's not just one, one side or that side, one or two, there's a few. So there's just like, but I feel like, just allow them to just be there for now, and don't be in a rush to leave the place where you are leaving, where you're looking at leaving. For those of you who have, because I'm talking about, not allowing your emotions to get in the way. Okay, so it's about eliminating some things, because when we eliminate things in our mind, like processing it is one way to eliminate it. So it's like acknowledging or accepting whatever it is. Maybe it may be acknowledging for you, and then accepting, or the other way around. Depends on what's going on for you. So do both, or what feels right for you. But usually for me, it's about accepting what is happening. And when we're accepting, in that accepting or acceptance of it, or what's going on, is the acknowledgement, okay, that there is actually something going on. So some of you, it maybe just to start off, acknowledge that, okay, this is what's going on with me, or this is what's going on with this situation, that person. Do I allow myself to go in there or not? That's your choice. I would probably choose or not. And it's like about observing, stepping back or sitting back, lying back, and not get involved in it, but observe. So the wisdom from that, I feel like a lot of you already know that. It's just like observing. Okay, so, and for some of you, it's about you will be offering some wisdom to somebody, and others of you will be receiving some wisdom from somebody as well. So it's not throwing, it's about, and sometimes it may not, some of you are going to resist it. And so when you're in that resistance, just be mindful not to totally resist it. It may not feel right for you right now, but not throw it right out of the cart. Just pack it up, because sometimes when we're going through this processing, it doesn't feel quite right, the information we get sometimes, that some people give. But as we're going through it, it may be at some point you go, the penny might drop. So, and it's usually something that we've not really looked deep in ourselves that we've missed, because we've been resistant about something about ourselves, So therefore, sometimes we do deflect and or reflect on with things, okay, and or on people. So, and also and back in this trust, faith, and divine time, it's like things are lining up. So it's about seeing it that way. And sometimes, when we get feels like you might be getting booted out of a situation, or out of a relationship, or whether it be a friendship or whatever, or out of work, but it's like out of a workplace, it's like, but it's just look at it in the sense that it could be the best thing that ever happened, So it's always looking positive at it. So sometimes we need to change. And sometimes we're a little bit like slow backward and coming forward, and accepting that actually we do need to move forward. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer than, because we haven't got the clues and the information that we fully need to make that choice or that decision. We haven't fully processed it in the element of fear and that. So this is where this having trust and having faith in yourself, in spirit, in the people who are guiding you, whether they be in spirit or whether they be in your immediate family or whoever. You'll know who the ones are that you can trust. And if you don't know, and that's just, well, leave them out. If you're unsure about it, my what I go with now is, if in doubt, leave it out, and it's like, okay, and you get some more clues with it. So it's not like I'm not saying like push people away, but sometimes you may have to. But I'm just saying, if in doubt, that information that doesn't feel right in here in your heart, as well as, line up, if it doesn't line up with your chakras, and it's like you're still getting this feeling. It's like, wow. And like I say, it doesn't always fit right there and then, or you don't always understand it. So it's just putting it to the side until you get all the clues. So for some of you, you might end up pushing it right out the door. For some of you, you will take some of it on board. For others of you, you'll take the whole lot, and it's like, okay, now I can make my move. I've got all the information, whatever stage that you're in. It may be that, okay, that information that you did not get or you did get there will make you make your decision, okay? Because it's like, hey, so I'm just wondering, like, this kyanite is a crystal that's come up for me at the moment to bring through for you to talk about. So I'll post it up a little bit later on tonight. So have a little read with it and just connect in with the energy. So even if you haven't got any, like, the physical crystal there, the energy, you can always connect in with that energy and just feel it. So and whether you're empathic or not, just allow yourself to go there, okay? So kyanite, like in this particular one, it talks about transforming energy, okay? And it's shifting, and in this one, like you'll see, it's shifting stuck patterns and resolving conflict. So that could be like either with you or with somebody else, because, you know, 99.9% of the time, it's the conflict is with ourselves. And when we sort out our own stuff, it's like you know, we don't really necessarily have a conflict with anybody else because technically it's our stuff. And then you start to unfold things. It's like, oh, well, you know, and it's about taking ownership of what's yours and what's not yours. So, okay. So what the affirmation on this one is I welcome positive change. Okay. So, and this is what and also for those of you, I'm just being drawn to share, you know, like I said, some of you earlier on will be receiving some guidance and some wisdom from some people, and others of you will be like sharing some with others, with people. So, oh gosh. And for some of you, there's something's just not sitting right, because I've just had like this like hiccup belch sort of a thing. It's like, wow. So I want to go to this wisdom one too. So 4 and 7. So I'm kind of like, you know, 4 for me is, where again? For some of you, I feel like there's that feeling of insecurity. So 4 is about security and which direction you're going to go. And for a lot of you, it's like, and this, what you are in now is like this 4 energy is for a lot of you, or have been and stepping out into it, out of it and into a new energy, and which is like this transforming stuff more into a 5 and a 6. So you're moving forward into, you know, and towards this transformation sort of a space, to going into more of and like, okay, you've built your security, your foundation. For a lot of you, some of you are still building it. Others of you are like, you've built it and you're like moving forward into the next phase. Okay, so and therefore you're creating a new phase. Okay, creating something new from that you've built. Okay, so but what they're talking about there, because 47 and, you know, 4-7, and that's what I'm hearing, is not as in 4 or 7, 11, but you could see it as that way too. So 11 actually means like new beginnings as well. So, or something new is coming. So making sure that you are on, you know, what you're thinking and feeling and projecting out is of a love-based, you know, energy. Okay, because you'll do far better and things will go a lot more smoother when we're more aware of ourselves. So that's the wisdom that the owl energy brings. But definitely 4 is about security and gaining that security and foundation in your life. But also it's about securing you, basically, making sure that you are secure in yourself about where you're going, what you're wanting to do, and how you're going to do it. And therefore, when we start to go in that space, we're like putting it out to our family, you know, because I feel like a lot of you are like building your base, you know, with for family, obviously, to make sure that everything is like for the future is going to be nice and balanced in that, building that foundation, securing you, securing home, securing partners, securing family, securing everything around you. So, but when we start to do that ourselves, everything starts to fall into place, because we're focusing on making sure that we're in the best possible place, or the best well place we can be, whatever it is that you're moving through, whether it be, financial, personal, love, in your love life, romantic sort of stuff. It's all around that, that health, wealth, love, and destiny side of stuff. If when we're working on bits and pieces, everything starts to fall into place, which means everything in the rest of our lives is like, boom, primo. But that all depends on how you look at it too. So one of the other things I'm hearing is gratitude. Looking at things with gratitude. And this is what's come up today as well with this, as I was like prepping to and clicking into your energy, is like saying, how good can this get? And it's a phrase that's come to me a little while ago, something similar, and I was practicing it, and it's using it a lot. And then I kind of like parked it up a bit and forgot about it, flagged it. And now I find myself being reminded of it again through somebody else has said that, has mentioned it again. I thought, you know what, that felt so good back then to doing that or saying that. And it's come back in again to how good can this get? Okay, so keeping in that forward momentum of moving towards it, but also you've put it out there so it's there ready for you to grasp, which it always is. The universe is there to provide for us, but we've just got to notice it. And of course, those you're talking about 7, which is really, learning and knowing yourself as being the creator of all of that security, and and understanding that and finding that balance in there. So cool. And then 20, this is the card from my oh gosh, now I've got lost my train of thought now, not connection, but where I was going to go with that. Okay, yeah, the rainbow essences of Aotearoa and the sacred web. So this is one of the cards that helps me choose, if you've got these cards, to a remedy that is a homeopathic remedy to help us move through things. Okay, so this one here is the swan, inner beauty. So that's what you're looking for. And they're also talking about like earthing as well, is what I'm getting from that. Earthing, earth. Grounding. So, which is, what Taurus is about. So making sure you ground. So this energy has made some of us like a little bit flighty, even though, but on saying that some of you are right on the cusp of Gemini, so you will be feeling a little bit of Geminian at times, and that's okay. It's just recognizing that actually, sometimes, as tourists, we still need to be grounded. Okay, we'll make sure we are when we go in that space. Cool. Anyway, and it's acknowledging your inner beauty. Gosh, there's been lots of orbs floating around this session. Always, okay, always. And for some of you, there is something about, partners as well. Seeing the inner beauty, not only in yourself, but in others. Okay. So that is where I'm going to end this now, because, and so that is what it's going to be in this next week coming up, is like basking in that energy still with the Cancerian sign of with that energy of positive energy, and also that energy that links from the solar eclipse. There's just, from the other week, there's still some of it abound, but keeping that optimistic feeling and energy in there, and positive energy whenever you're processing. Just bring it in, okay? Cool. So you should have a really nice, a lot nicer week this week, going into next week and throughout this week. And like I say, if something does come up, for some of you that will, just remember to check in with that Cancerian beautiful new moon energy, or moon energy that's around now, star sign energy, moon energy, that the full moon, the new moon brought in, that it's linked to with the new moon. Okay, that's been like on the 2nd of July, so I'm still feeling it still. So but that's because I tune into it. Cool. Anyway, I shall leave it here. I'm going to be putting this up on YouTube, so if you would like to, like, if you see that, when you see this on Facebook, because I'm going to be putting it on my page soon, please, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I will put it up there for the purposes, really, that's like, if you're wanting to go back and review it, you won't have to scroll down through my page to find it. But also, and then also, if you can leave some feedback, that would be cool. That would be awesome. I'd love to know what you're thinking, feeling about what I'm putting out. That would be awesome. Okay, anyway, you have a beautiful week, and I shall see you next week on Monday. God bless you all. Peace out.